Good day, everybody in the Starfield. Today we're going to take a look at the Vader. It's a ship I made utilizing a couple of really great free mods. The most important one for this build is, of course, Mattel's cabin cockpits and accessories. He's made some very special cockpits for small person living. You have your pilot seat, of course, all your usuals. And I showed these in another of my tours, but we're not going to spend too much time on it. But basically, take my word for it, you got everything you need here, for living out the mission boards, everything. All your crafting stations are over here. What we're going to do today, though, we're going to do a how to build, a tutorial on how to make this ship. Okay, here we are in the ship builder, getting ready to take a good look at how this is built. Okay, in your gameplay options, your ship builder, you're going to want to make sure for this build that you have your module overlap tolerance set at large. That will be necessary for some of the, you'll see as I go through the build why that is the case. But you want this set at large. Okay, in the ship builder, let's take a look here at how the ship is built. First thing I'm going to do is take the cockpit out. We don't really have to tear this thing apart too much because you can see everything is there. You can see it pretty well. I'll take those out. All right, now starting with your bay. This bay comes from Mattel's cabin cockpits accessories, and he's got a number of them, different types, that you can find in your base tab of your ship builder. And so you start with that, and of course you're going to put your Docker on top. This is but it also comes from the same mod. And then you've got your cockpit here, which we saw a little earlier. It's the interior of. Now on this cockpit, I put vanilla particle beam weapons. And this is why you need that large tolerance, because this is all going to fit inside all this, so it hides it. Here you've got, the other great thing about it is all these tiny modules. Here's your grav drive right there. The Omega Micro Grav Drive. It's a C-Class grav drive. And here you have your gravity buffer. This is what allows you to not have any landing gear. So it works with this ship. All right. And these come from the Micro Modules mod that can be found free on Nexus. I'll try to get you a link posted somewhere, later. But it's pretty easy to find. Just type in Micro Modules, you'll find it. This is the reactor. It's a Spartan 3 C-Class reactor with 39 power generated, and we're going to add to that with a reactor accessory that'll add another 12. And up front, what do we have here? We have a Hellion. That's the Hellion beam. Let's come in close. All right, 3 more locations here. Your fuel cell for your engines. You got your shield generator right there, and this is your engine, Quasar Mag Drive C-Class engine, which is pretty freaking powerful. That's how you can fly this thing without any visible engines. And underneath, he also included, Mattel in his wisdom, which is brilliant, a lot more connection points in which we place the auxiliary reactor. It's an A-class, adds 12. In that module, they go all the way up to a couple C-classes that are, up to like 48 added power, which is kind of, I rarely use them. You'd be needed for a really big ship, I think. Let's see what this is. Auxiliary shields. They just add a little bit, 300 to your shield max health. These are good for keeping alive in those big battles. There's another auxiliary shield module. And another. So I think I added 3 of them in here. Yeah, that's good. I like shields. Who doesn't like shields? They'll keep you alive. So after putting all these on here, which is pretty easy to do, see, connection point, bring it in, right on there. Same with the weapons. Boom, right in there. All the stuff we have. Then we have the other parts here. These are Avantech wings to give it that Darth Vader look, you know. And then you've also got yourself a vanilla equipment mount for putting your neutron beams on, which is the other set. So this thing has 2 sets of weapons, all particle beams. That's what it is for. And we're going to take this and simply slide it in here. Boom. Simple as that. Now, place storage yourself. Put the passway here. And then this is very important. You got to put, this is also from Mattel's accessories here. You've got a clear porthole for front. Now you can get this without the lights. If you don't like those sitting out here, you can get this with just without them. Depends on what you like, your aesthetics and how it looks. It's probably what I should have done, come to think of it. Now all that fits right there, and then in the back, if you wanted to add to this ship and add more halves and all kind of stuff, you could do it through this door here. You could put a passway there or a door and leave that to other things. I've done that in a couple of my other models that I would be using in a ship import mod. And there's your ship. That's the Darth Vader. It's a very simple build, really. But your major module, you do have Avantech only just for these wings. It's one of the free Avantechs, you know, Avantech Shipyards or Avantech Traveler, one of those two. And because I always turn off when I'm building these ships, I turn the race yards off. I love race yards, but it's a paid mod. So if I put it into my ships that I'm going to import, I don't like to do that. We have, of course, the Mattel's halves and cockpits, and then you've got your micro modules mod, and place storage yourself. Those are what you really need for this mod, and that's about it. And if I put this into a ship import mod, and you want to import this into your world, you'll need transfer ships across universes, of course. You all have a great day. Enjoy your time in Starfield. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would be very helpful to me. And you can turn on notifications and get a notification every time I put out a new video. I do lots of different kinds of videos, music videos, Starfield videos. I have done videos for other games like Bellwright, but I don't have too many of those. You'll have a great day. Enjoy your time in Starfield.